ازيكم يا شباب؟ يلا نكمل مع بعض كده exercise الجرامر. Alexandria, my mother was born, is in northern Egypt. جملة واضحة جدا. بتكلم عن مكان where he showed me around the town, was very kind of him. بتكلم عن جملة كاملة يبقى which. Our flat is on the fifth floor overlooks the Nile. طيب هنا جيب لي verb فالجملة أصبحت واضحة بالنسبة لي which. طبعا في هنا كوما مينفعش أحط ذات. She has written an article which she describes the problem of our society. Article بتاعت حرف الجر in يبقى in which. دكتور عائشة used to go with her father to meetings. اتفقنا مع بعض إن meeting ده بيجي معاها at which عشان مكان صغير. At which she learned to read and write. Her work was not appreciated when she was young. Made her famous when she was older. Her work which was. I'm hoping to study science at university. I'd like to work as a research assistant. After which أو بعد هذا الحدث. After which. The city I was born is in the south of Egypt. In which I was born برافو. مفيش where. 1837 was the year Victoria became Queen of Britain. When? Year time. She asked me where I had been. To. I replied it's a secret. Reply to. Where to which? He says he's busy. By which really means he doesn't want to go out this evening. She's the woman who wrote, مفيش who, that wrote. That is the book, is a bestseller, which is. I need to talk to someone I can trust, whom I can trust. Mr. Samir teaches us science is always friendly. Who? We'd better decide we need to buy. What? Decide verb. Adil, whose brother won? Whose brother? There are a very few things of he is afraid. Of which things? In 1963 we moved to Boston. Where? I spoke to the worker. Cleaning. أصل الجملة هو cleans أو who is cleaning. Did you like the room? Stayed in. طيب we stayed in على طول. Which we stayed in it متنفعش. That we stayed in it متنفعش عشان it برضو. Where we stayed in where ما بتاخدش حرف جر وما عادش غير we stayed in. أصل الجملة which we stayed in وحذفنا which. I'd prefer to use a bank. Services are available. Whose? Wasn't that the summer? When? Eventually. I reached a stage where. أنا بعد stage point تاخد where. This is the room in my grandfather died. In which? He did something wrong. For which? This is the bank. Was robbed yesterday. Which was robbed? He came with a friend who waited outside. The people were in the bank were frightened. The people were ما تنفعش whom عشان هم بيجي وراها جملة which غير العاقل. ده تنفع الاتنين بس نتأكد whose أو مفيش غير ذات. The man was mobile was ringing ran out quickly. Whose mobile? 18 is the age. You can vote in election. In which? Have you ever been back to the town you were born in? في in which you were born in. A vegetarian is someone who doesn't eat meat. The camera has a cover. Made. أصلها which is made وحذفنا which is. Do you know that man standing near Tom is؟ في عندنا is. Whom طبعا لأ. Who's that man احتمال. Who's لأ. Who is that man standing near Tom is؟ لأ طبعا. يبقى هو فقط. Sammy went to the Sorbonne. He studied political science. Where? Ahmad Zawili is a scientist. Discoveries benefit the world. Whose discoveries؟ زمان about هي مفيهاش نقاش طبعا حرف الجر بياخد نون. تعالى نروح للي بعديه. That is the knife. He was killed. By which? The tourists' stay had ended. النبي نخلي بالنا من الفكرة دي. Stay noun. Whose stay? The treatment will continue until the patient reaches the point, where. The stage is the point where. The shop I visited last week has some great souvenirs. The shop which في ما ينفعش ذات. I couldn't decide what. This is a book. أو this is a book. The hero traveled to space. In which عشان بنقول in the book. Saturday we play football. On which عشان المفروض نحط on. Which مكان when عشان ده يوم. Florence Nightingale wanted to be a nurse. Her family didn't think it was a suitable job for her. Which? Emily Dickinson didn't like to leave her home. Where? Emily Dickinson poems were published after her death. Whose? Dr. Aisha was born in 1913, wrote in Al-Ahram. Dr. Aisha, who was born. When he was a child, he was good at both. She spent nearly her life at home, nearly all, about half. She spent about half of her time. Well, nearly all, about half. Nearly all, about half. I don't like of the t-shirt. Don't يعني الجملة المنفية either. Engineer in the factory was given a separate job. Separate يبقى أصل كل واحد منفصل يبقى each. Uh, the students in my class speak English very well. All. The tour guide gave tourists a ticket to enter the museum. Each. Two men Two men wanted to marry her, but she accepted neither. We want visitors to our hotels to leave with a smile on their face. Every. Of the five tourists from the north of Europe had blonde hair each. Do you prefer coffee or tea? I don't like hot drinks, neither. مش عاجبني الاتنين. The film was very boring and of the people left before the end. Half the people. Half of the people. Which of these apples would you prefer? I don't want of them either. I don't want either of them. We can have the red shirt or the blue one, but you can't have both. Either. بخيرك. I don't go mountain climbing and I don't go mountain walking. في آخر الكلام يبقى either. either بتيجي في نهاية الجمل المنفية وتو في نهاية الجمل المثبتة. Uh, Sue or the girls are going either or. Information about the new product is all the information. The party went on night and some of the neighbors complained all night. What shall we do with of this cardboard? Of what shall we do with طبعا every ما تنفعش cardboard كرتون uncountable يبقى all ما ينفعش each. طيب this book was written for children everywhere all children that we had been told turned out to be untrue all that خدنا الاكسبريشن ده مش all what it is at least half a kilometer to those shops half it took them a day and a half they are offering the flowers to almost half price. Ali wasn't at the meeting and was his assistant neither. I don't eat meat and my wife doesn't either. Almost car pollutes the atmosphere. Almost يا ترى almost each ولا every car؟ نفكر كده دقيقة بكام كل عربية منفردة يبقى almost each. 228 day is a chance to learn something new every day. We hope you get better soon. We all hope. Ali nor his wife, neither shall know. Both of her brothers are applicants for the job must speak French and German, preferably both. نفضل يتكلموا الاتنين. Children under 16 can travel fare on trains. Half fare, نص أجرة. He was the only player who played in single match last season. In every single match. مفيش غيرها. Dolphins use sound to communicate with each other. Of the two children were born in Italy. Both أكيد مش half. هما اتنين ازاي half؟ There are two restaurants by the park and they are both. There are two pens on the desk, but neither of them is mine. Lena has two brothers, but they are not good at basketball because neither is tall. ولا واحد فيهم طويل. The rice that you need is in the cupboard. All the rice. A train leaves to Cairo every 4 hours. اتفقنا التوقيتات يبقى every على طول مش هفكر فيه. Every 4 hours. I have three sisters. All of them. مش هينفع both عشان هما 3. Half of my friends. Half of my friends. Friends جمع يبقى like ما تنفعش likes. Each student years. Every citizen has. Neither answer is correct. I have two brothers and both of them Neither the father nor the children. بمشي مع رقم 2. Where neither did he go out. The light from the sun is useful for both. نروح بقى للسوز ذات such. يا ريت نركز في الجمل دي. أحمد was exhausted that. So exhausted. أنا مسافر بأسوأ. I put on a lot of weight that I couldn't get into my trousers. Such a lot of. احنا قلنا so many و so much. لكن such a lot. He is told to change the bulb without getting on a chair. Enough. He had enough. He had changed much that I scarcely recognized him. So much that. They walked so slowly that. Hamdi is tall and fast enough. I worked such long hours. Long several hours now that. Ram is careful enough to make. The question is too difficult for the boy to answer. Tutu. The wall was high to climb over too high. There were so many people. The stadium is big enough. That ladder is too long. This is such an old tree. This book is so famous that the hat was not big enough. The boys ran too slowly. Last week I read a story that was too difficult to believe. I haven't got enough money. We will have to buy a bigger car. This one is not big enough. There aren't knives and forks for all the guests. There aren't enough. The policeman didn't run fast enough. She's a good tennis player. Such algebra is complicated for me to understand. Too complicated. It was cold weather. such بس وإذا ما بتعدش. This bag is not light enough for me to carry. My grandfather is so wise that it was a difficult climb, such a difficult climb. The teacher spoke too fast. It was such a delicious food, but uncountable. He plays so well that it is such a big car that Ahmed thinks that it is too hot. The question was so difficult that my sister is to go to school. She is only 2, not old enough. The light from the sun is so strong that this bag is very heavy. I'm not strong enough. The bus went slow that it was quicker to walk. So slowly. It wasn't dark enough. It is not he is not tall enough. He was such a coward. خلي بالنا a coward noun واصف نفسه مش محتاج صفة تانية. يقول such a ما ينفعش أكيد so a coward ما تجيش. These are tight shoes that I can't wear them. Such من غير a عشان shoes جنب. This suit wasn't cheap enough. It was rainy day. Such a rainy day. طب لو كانت سو كانت بتبقى so rainy a day. خلي بالك من الحتة دي. My back aches so badly that. Such a beautiful lady بدأت بsuch يبقى هعكس ترتيب الجملة. Is she that? Hawaii has amazing beaches. Such. His mistake was an unforgivable one that he was sent to prison. Such. They were close to winning that. عارف that him. So close to winning. صفر. مفيش noun بعده close عشان نحط such. You were too rude to her. Carbon dioxide, passive, and oxygen is produced by trees. Is taken. People, trees and gardens for thousands of years have grown. جملة active. The main problem with solar energy is that the sun, the same quantity of energy all the time, doesn't produce. جملة active. Present عشان fact. No man to Mars yet has been sent. لم يرسل إنسان. جملة بسيطة. Hella's cousin to the station so he can take the train to Alexandria. Is going to be taken. حد هيوصله. Those men, our house yesterday morning, were decorating. Many science articles by Clark magazines before the war ended had been published. The new building will be used young children who don't go to school yet by. هاي يا شباب يا ريت نكمل keep going كل يوم إن شاء الله نكمل جزء كده مع بعض عشان متزهقوش. ربنا معانا إن شاء الله. أشوفكم على خير.